the heat. Bring the heat.
Is that Fiorentina?
No, I don't think so. Is a fly?
Are we live? We're live.
Really?
We're alive.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to the
Are
podcast.
we alive?
One, two,
Go.
three.
But if I don't hear
alive.
you saying the famous words,
Are we alive?
Yeah.
We're live and alive.
Yeah.
That's Antonio's famous words, by the
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Antonio, what team do you support? I can't tell today. You've got a Milan logo. You've got a he's a loser sticker on your microphone, and you got an AC Milan mask to show everybody.
Not to show it. I'm the only one obeying to the rules of the Department of Sanitation or Department of Health, whatever, which is the same thing anyway.
I meant to show that you're an AC Milan
Yeah,
fan.
that's what we're talking
That,
about.
well, if I ever have
This
a
side of
mask,
the table.
No,
you
Milanese
guys not giving me the culture mask. I have to wear the AC Milan mask.
No,
well, it's
I
common.
mentioned the little thing that you got, the banner that you got. Where'd you get that, by the way?
Well,
I have friends. I have influenced friends.
You mean our back room?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say it looks very familiar
it
to
does,
me.
it does. He got that from my room because I have that hung up right out there.
You know, you're not. You don't.
I do.
You're an AC Milan backstabber anyway.
I'm not.
Today, you
Okay.
know what I was just realizing? I made the coffee for. Of course, Antonio did not have to make anything because this week you were the big winner
Of course.
of everything. And you know the people on the live stream, they really missed you that you were not watching the AC Milan game with us. We've got so much to talk about. Welcome to everybody that's tuning in live. I want to remind you guys, hit that like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content. If you're excited for this episode, because boy, do I know we've got a lot to talk about, and it's going to be really, 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 really exciting. I was saying during the match when AC Milan, I think when they scored the third goal, I said this weekend would have been the greatest weekend in Antonio's life if Inter lost to Torino.
Would have been.
He probably would have lost his mind if Inter lost. Milan won. And what else happened? Anything else crazy happened for you?
I mean, Juventus. I'm not a Juventus hater as much as I'm an Inter hater, but you know, that was.
So you admit that you're
for
an
me,
Inter
the
hater.
perfect storm would be the Inter loss because I don't like Conte, and of course I don't like Inter. But you know, this is the discredit of Gianpaolo, because a team like that, built like that, just to go up 2-0 and then on the second half still losing 4-2, it's just against a bunch of losers. You know, any other team, I think Benevento being up 2-0 would have just taken at least the tie back home. But this Torino, they're a disaster. I would not be surprised if they get relegated this year. Believe me.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about.
Can you
we're talking
start,
about the perfect.
Well, I mean,
the perfect
we
storm.
did start
I know,
technically.
you never said what. You always.
How does it go?
What's up, everybody?
There we go. Antonio did it for us.
All right.
I think we got a little bit too excited right now.
No, it says
What
what
is up?
What is up?
What is up? Yeah.
You
that's
guys know
right.
it so well.
What
Wow.
is
What is up, everybody?
So many.
Wow.
So
And
many.
welcome
you gotta start
to
like
Italian
that, please.
football.
I gotta start like that?
Yeah,
All right,
let's-
sorry.
Okay,
You do it.
we're getting a restart. 1, 2, 3, go.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Italian Football TV and the Serie A Audio Experience, live and alive. Now we can officially start.
All right. So when you start and when we start, can you try to stay in one?
Stay in your lane.
In
That's
your lane.
On
impossible.
one topic.
You know that's
In
In
impossible.
one topic, because otherwise I gotta go up and down, up and down. I got I
got a lot of notes.
You
I
know
got
Antonio
notes and I
better
got
than
it for the game. You know what I'm saying?
Gaetano, you know
I
what?
don't want to miss something for AC Milan.
You know him so many years. You think he's actually gonna do that today? Let's
No.
be for real.
So why you even bother asking?
But I tried.
It's good that you
All right.
tried.
We missed you guys over there. We missed this podcast setup, and I'm excited. Since you brought that up, I would like you to start. I don't want to start at AC Milan, though. I don't want to start at Milan.
you don't?
No, I don't want to start at Milan. I know they're top of the table. They're in first place.
Okay.
They're in the league, but I want to wait a little
Yeah,
bit. We just started. I'm not ready to get into that yet.
To start screaming,
Can you start
yeah.
from a different topic?
You want to
Something
stay?
calm.
You want to stay with Fiorentina?
Let's start
Yeah.
with Fiorentina. We'll hit that real quick.
Okay. Let's start with Fiorentina. So
Yeah.
we were all waiting for Prandelli. We said about Prandelli, I'm not too excited about Prandelli. I thought that Prandelli was better than the other coaches, but not really something to be excited. Now, this team had 2 weeks to prepare. 2 weeks to prepare a game against Benevento. Now, I'm not saying that Benevento is a bad team. Benevento is trying to play nice soccer. Filippo Pippo is trying very hard to make him play like the teams that he used to play. But when you have a team like Fiorentina, you have the players that Fiorentina has. I saw it right away from the start. I mean, where's the hunger? Where's the, you should have been so hungry. So right there, you should have been running 100 miles an hour and win every ball. And you playing home, this is a turn. It could be the turning point of the season. You had 2 weeks to prepare for one game, and this is how you come out. I thought they didn't come out. They came out flat. And when I saw them really trying to win the game and fighting for every ball and trying to, when?
The last 10 minutes.
When they were losing 1-0. As soon as they lost 1-0, they tried to. No, it's
Too late.
You got to start from the beginning. You got to run your ass off from the beginning. You got to win every 50-50 ball. You got to. And so I was I was disappointed. I was disappointed on the team, and I was disappointed on Prandelli because Prandelli should have done more. Where is the problem? Is the problem
Psychologically?
is it a mental problem? Probably. So if you know that it's a mental problem, then work on the character, work on the mental side of it. So this is what I don't know if I have any other notes. I didn't look at my notes, but if somebody else want to go with it.
I do agree, and I also said we talk about this often. When teams change coaches, you usually get that immediate like honeymoon phase. You would say right away the players start running for you. They're listening exactly. They usually come out with lots of energy, and I agree with you. I was very surprised. I had Fiorentina winning the game, and I expected more. So where it goes from here, I don't know. Fiorentina is in kind of like a weird point where like the season can turn on its head, and they could have a turning point where things go really well. But at the same time, I think that the reverse could happen. So they're in a weird like medium ground. Peter, I feel like you got to say something.
No, I was gonna say with Fiorentina, I mean, it was kind of like this all last year. And also this year, how it started. It's up and down. Even though it's a short, 8 games that they played, has been up and down, and obviously there's been more downs. With the new coach, you expect a response from the players. There is no response, obviously, from a Benevento team who have played well, but defensively they're poor. They've let in a lot of goals. So you would think that Fiorentina playing versus Benevento would have been able to create something. Is there also now this question of maybe too much going on outside of the game, in the sense that, with Rocco, with his things against Florence, the city, with the stadium, and with a lot of pressure on Fiorentina, maybe that's created a little not necessarily controversy, but tension within the players. Whereas we watch Roma, right? Not to get off target, but Roma last year with the controversy of their president not knowing what's going on, and Roma this year where at least things are more stable, you see Roma on the field play better. But that being said, Benevento with Filippo Inzaghi, they've always played a positive football this year, and they showed it. Big shout out to Improta, who's actually friends with my cousin from from Pozzuoli, from my area.
Wow.
In Italy, so
he was almost
nice
in our team of the season, team of the week.
Yeah, nice to
That's hilarious.
Score 1-0. And
Wow.
Yeah.
You touched on Roma, and before we transition to there, we have a message from Jordan Frico, who says, "Hello, gentlemen. Great way to start my week watching your podcast. I'm recovering from COVID right now, but the IFTV boys are making everything better." So, Jordan, hope you recover well. Sit back and enjoy.
You got that right. And we're going to cure it right now. In the next 20 minutes, you're going to take a test. You're going to come negative right now. Right.
Antonio became a doctor.
I'm telling you.
Apparently.
All right, let me add a few things to the
All right,
Fiorentina.
quick, and then
okay,
let's
so
move on.
listen, to me, to be honest with you, Rocco's got nothing to be blamed for, because all he did is just trying to bring this the city of Florence and the club at the same time at a very high level. And he's trying to do it. Maybe he's trying too fast and too hard. So what's going on with him? Maybe the fans and Rocco himself, they're expecting a lot of faster results. But, the change of the coach and getting Prandelli on board, even though it's got 2 weeks to work with, I understand they came out flat. But, maybe he needs a little bit more time, this Prandelli, to, to blend into the, the minds of the players. So, I can just understand even his frustration, because all he's trying to do is to improve the quality of the sports in Florence. He's building this big centro sportivo, which is not a chop change. It's a lot of money, spending millions for the fans of for the entire city of Florence. Not only that, when you create a centro sportivo, you create a lot of business on the surrounding area. It's like a big driving force for the economy of an entire city. But at the same time, you wanted to see that the results on the field, they match what he's trying to do economically for the city.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right now the results on the field are not what they are, and he's gonna try to be a little bit more patient, maybe work on the mind of the player, like Gaetano was saying before, because I think it's only mental, because the players are there.
But
I mean, Ribéry is one of the leaders. I know he got hurt again, but we just need to be a little bit more patient. So maybe
Yeah. No, I was just going to say at the same time, but, with this Fiorentina project, you need a real leader. And whether it be Montella, who a lot of people were skeptical on and proved, Iachini, we're all skeptical on Iachini and what he's able to do in his career. And now you get Prandelli, who hasn't been coaching for 2-3 years. I'm not trying to blame anyone or even say Prandelli's not the right guy. I want to give him more time. But if you have this project in mind, you also have to get somebody that's going to be the coach, and you say, okay, this is the guy that I want for the next 2-3 years. Not somebody that's going to be able to take over a team for 6 months, for 1 year.
Let's move on and transition to Roma. I want to remind everybody that's watching right now. I see Robert. He said, Forza IFTV, first time listening to you from Australia. That's awesome, by the way. Everybody send in any topics, questions, as I'm reading all of the comments as we continue this discussion. I want to talk about Roma real quick because like Peter said, this team is revitalized. This is one of the most exciting Roma sides I remember in recent times. What's crazy, they got a 3-0 win over Parma, obviously. What's crazy is that, and Michael brought this up, if they did not get that -1 point from the loss against Hellas Verona, which was a technicality due to playing an irregular player, Diawara, they would be tied for first place right now.
No, second.
They were tied for second because Milan won. So they would be tied for second place right now, which is pretty incredible. Mkhitaryan is already outperforming his best ever season in football. He's got 5 goals and 4 assists in his first 8 games. His best ever season at Dortmund was 3 goals and 3 assists in his first 8 matches. The player looks unbelievable. The goal that he scored was fantastic, and Roma are looking incredible. You were critical of Roma last year, obviously with everything that happened under Pallotta. How does it feel now to see this Roma?
So, I was critical. I said from the beginning that I like Fonseca.
Yes.
Okay, so just go on record.
When people were saying to sack him last year, you were very quick to say.
I always supported Fonseca, and the thing starts from the top. When the top last year, what was I saying? Sell this damn team. You don't want to. You got so many problems. Pallotta has so much problems fighting with everybody. Sell the team because the team feels it. That now that the team is settled, it's the most balanced team in Serie A. The top is doing a very good job. I mean, they're playing with their eyes closed. Mkhitaryan, Dzeko, Pellegrini, Smalling in the back, and Pedro. I mean, this guy's beautiful. And why? Because the team and the top give him some kind of, hey, this is going to be a nice future for everybody. And Fonseca has transmitted that. And for the first time, they're playing great soccer. And shame on me because I didn't put them in the top 4 in the beginning of the year because I didn't know there were question marks. But now that I see that this team, the way they balance, I think that definitely going to be in the top 4. I had Napoli in the top 4 and Roma after, and I think that Roma is going to be in the top 4 and Napoli maybe it's not going to make.
To hit on to your thing though, you said Roma's the most balanced team in Serie A?
As far as
Explain.
From the top, like from the president, from the management, from the coach, and from the team. They have a nice balance now. Some teams, like last year, the president, he was never there, didn't know what was going on. Every time they interview, he wanted to fight with the. Then there was the stadium. There was always a controversy. Everything is going to come to its time. You just have to be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more equilibrium, and everything is going to work out.
Wow. Yeah, Gaetano, I just want to say ask you a question. Right now, Roma looks like they found their form and everything, and this is even without their captain Dzeko. You're saying maybe you having a little regrets of not putting them top 4. And how good would Roma be right now if they had Dzeko at their disposal and Zaniolo? What's the best position you could see them fighting for if they had with no injuries?
I think that we said it. I said it before that AC Milan is very Ibra dependent. Juventus is very Ronaldo dependent. Inter is very Lukaku dependent. Roma, even though when they play without Dzeko, they still scoring goals.
Right.
That's
Good
what I'm
point.
saying by being a balanced team. So when those two come back, they are a Champions League team. More than that, I think at this
Scudetto
time,
challenging?
at this time, I'll keep them as a.
UCL
They are
team, top
Champions
4?
League.
Question for the table. because just to build on that, Ludovico said that, and we'll talk about Sassuolo, we'll talk about Milan. Milan's coming for all the Milan fans in the chat right now. We're saving it because Antonio, we're wilding him up. The jackets are coming off now. It's getting serious. Ludovico said that he can see Milan, Sassuolo, and Roma challenging for the Scudetto. Now, I don't want to talk about Milan or Sassuolo because that'll come. I want to know the Roma question. Is there anyone here who thinks Roma can realistically win the Scudetto? If you don't, it's okay, but...
Well, I'll put in to say that I think this year, considering the circumstances and the type of year that we're going to have, or we don't know what we're going to have, I think we're going to see...
What do you mean we? Meaning you guys?
No, meaning Serie A, the
Serie A.
world, everything like that. So at that point, what I'm saying is we might see Serie A the way it was back in the 90s, the way back in the early 2000s, where there's going to be 4 or 5 teams still in the race in the last 6 to 7 games, let's say, that can potentially win the Scudetto. I would say maybe not so much Sassuolo. I think I still have to see Sassuolo just because of the depth and of the other teams. But I would say Roma have a chance to be one of those 5-6 teams still in the race within the last 6 match days. I see, you have Pedro and Mkhitaryan, who are unbelievable players that have done it also outside of Italy, with whether it be England or Spain or Germany, and they're playing off of Dzeko, who can hold up the ball, move the ball. You have a great attack right there. As long as they stay healthy, Roma has a lethal attack, and it's just going to get better as they play games together. Then also defensively, you have Kumbula, who was the young player last year that really came out from Hellas Verona. You have Mancini.
Ibanez.
You have
Smalling.
Ibanez and Smalling. So you have a good mix. And then in the midfield, you have a good mix.
Veretout, Pellegrini, Cristante.
So you have a nice young core there as well. Maybe Zaniolo comes on a little bit later, maybe March, right? What they're saying?
Yeah,
April.
around there.
So that could give an extra push for the Scudetto if they're still in the mix. So I would say they're in. And then going back, Roma, the ownership that has come in, have done a great job of being in the spotlight just enough. So they made their presence known, but they don't come out with any outlandish statement. They don't come out with saying, oh, I'm going to win this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Well, they come out and say, listen, we have a plan. We're going to make the best decisions that we're moving forward, and we're going to take this with the right time, in the sense that the sporting director they just got from Portugal, who happens to be the same countryman as Fonseca, so they speak the same language. They know the right players that they want, and they're doing things in the right manner.
Wow.
By the way, you're getting a lot of love in the chat right now, Peter. Someone dubbed you, and now it's catching on, the Albert Einstein of football. And now you're getting a lot of people say Peter's the Einstein of football right
E
now.
equals MC squared.
What a high regard.
I started with Roma. What's the matter with this guy? I've been talking about Roma since last year.
If you repeat the formula, not a lot of people they might understand. Okay, so what's MC square stands for, by the way?
We gotta go
Do
back
you know?
to.
Yeah,
What is it?
I don't have to tell you. I
You
wanna
can't say yes. No, you
I don't
can't say
think he
yes.
knows.
All right, so I know too. I'm just not going to say it.
Man City, anyway.
Okay, Man City. MC square is Man City at
Anyway,
square.
one of the toughest place to coach in Italy is Roma. Probably the toughest city to coach.
All right, so let me just say my 50 cents on this thing here.
50 cents.
2 cents.
Yeah.
You got a lot of sense over here. He's got a lot of
This is
sense
going
to
to be a long-winded
show.
answer. Is it about him being the Einstein of football?
I think Roma they got quality in Pedro and Mkhitaryan as the midfielder. Those are very 2 huge brains, not just in terms of midfield only. Every ball rotates with those 2 guys. And Cristante, don't forget that Cristante grew up as an AC Milan little guy, and now it's one of the
Little guy.
now it's all of a sudden Cristante is been attracting the attention of the Italian national team and Roma and international other team looking for him too. So having said that, I would say that Roma will be on the top 4 again, and which I think I predicted in the very beginning. Now, Napoli for me.
Wait, we didn't get a
Yeah,
Napoli.
we're-
We didn't get a Napoli
we're-
yet. I don't want to go to Napoli yet. I'm
We're-
saving it. I'm saving it.
Listen.
I'm not a Napoli yet. We're not a Napoli yet.
Listen,
Not
listen.
Napoli yet.
No,
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 not
exactly
Napoli
what I
yet.
said
Guys,
before.
this is what I'm facing. You know, a bunch of haters. So, all right. So let me just I'm not taking Napoli now as a topic of discussion. I was saying you said that Napoli is going to be maybe fifth or sixth. You know you didn't you just downgrading Napoli, but I don't think
No, I
Napoli
didn't
can
say
be.
anything
Yeah, he
about
didn't say
Napoli.
anything. Peter's like, I didn't say anything about Napoli. What are you talking about?
For me, Napoli is still going to be a contender for the champions. Very much on the top four.
You said
You
that
know,
for a lot of
yeah,
teams.
it's
though.
gonna be on
How many teams are top
Yeah,
four?
there's only four that
We got 8
qualify.
teams in
You
the
said-
top 4.
So, who are your top 4 now?
AC Milan, Roma, Juventus, and Napoli.
That order.
That order, yeah.
Okay.
No Inter.
You had Atalanta somewhere there.
Well,
Yeah,
Atalanta,
whatever.
Atalanta.
Atalanta
you're
too
right.
now. That's 5.
You only get an extra
It's a
spot because
strong-
of
it's a top
Antonio.
four.
Sassuolo's in
Atalanta
second
maybe
place.
5. So what? Doesn't matter. I'm not looking at right now. Looking the long term.
Whoever dubbed him the Einstein of football, they saw that you were offended, and they said, Gaetano, don't worry, you are the Totti of IFTV. So I don't know how you went from Einstein to Totti, but somehow that happened.
Good comeback.
We're going to move on to Juventus next. Before we do, I want to remind everybody, we are now on Patreon, where there's a lot of exclusive content. Patreon.com/IFTV. On there, we have an extra podcast every week with Ludovico, the maestro himself, the real maestro, not like Sadi. We also have a new segment, which is Antonio Rants or Antonio Uncensored. We didn't name it yet. We got to figure out I think Antonio Unchained is what you wanted. Where Antonio, for 10 to 15 minutes, uninterrupted, rants and gives his 2 cents or 50 cents on anything that he wants to talk about in football. It's a lot of fun. There was a lot of Conte talk on the last episode, as we know. And I know we already had some new topics that you were thinking about during the matches. So that is also on Patreon, as well as a third piece of exclusive content, which is our weekly prediction video that Michael and I film, giving you our predictions on all the matches, as well as everybody on the podcast predictions. And, who's playing, who's injured, which teams you should go for if you're trying to beat your friends in some kind of bet. So that is all on our Patreon. Head on over there and support us in an additional way. Let's start talking about Juventus right now. Big win over Cagliari. Pirlo said before the match that he wanted to see a new energy. He wanted to see the right spirit. He said it's no longer a transitional period. Now it's time to see the real Juventus. I thought that we did see a lot more fire in the eyes of Juventus. Ronaldo, of course, again, with another 2 goals. I thought that Juventus looked a lot more structured. And a guy that I had been talking about a lot, that I thought that he was very important to Juventus, and I think was criticized way too early, was Artur, who probably had his best performance in a Juventus jersey so far. So crucial in the midfield. We talked about how his importance will be actually bringing quality and football intelligence to a midfield that's lacked it for too long. I love the way that he was connecting the defense to the attack. De Ligt and Demiral were fantastic together. Unfortunately, Demiral is already injured. He's out for 10 days, which he continues to struggle with his injury problems. But I thought Juventus looked really, really good. Kulusevski, again, the guy's doing amazing. And I hope to see Juventus continue this. And I was excited by it. Anything about Juventus?
Well, hey, you guys are the Juventus big fan. I mean, hey, but I say from the very beginning that you have to give Pirlo a couple of weeks to get in to shift in high gears, and this is some of the players on Juventus like Dybala. You guys are the big detractor from Dybala. Dybala is a champion. Dybala, little by little, is fitting inside of the team. The old-fashioned way. Dybala is going to be the different makers on Juventus. Dybala is the one that is going to put Juventus over the top, because even though he's not going to be scoring the goal, he's going to be the brain of the forward line, and he's going to be scoring his share of goals
Where?
in Juventus.
No, I know. Where? I mean, where in the formation?
Yeah, but Dybala didn't even play
On the
yesterday.
4-3-1.
He played a little bit.
He's going to do 4-3-1-2. Yeah.
Anyway,
He still needs time.
for the first time, I saw the team playing a very good game, and the ideas and the positions and everything seemed to be crisp. Everything seemed to be clear. Everybody was more or less in the right position, and I was happy the way the team played. Now, Arthur, I was critical of Arthur in the games before, but yesterday he was on every play. He wanted the ball. He touched the ball. He played in front of the defense. He's not Pirlo, but maybe Pirlo can give him a few pointers. But every ball that came out of the defense, he touched it, and he made that connection, like you said, from the defense to the forward lines, and he participated in every play. And that's the way, if you play in front of the defense, that's the way you should play. They didn't receive any goals, so De Ligt, he played very good with Demiral. That could be the future of the center back. Kulusevski, he was great. Ronaldo, what can we say? I think he scored 60 goals in 69 games in Serie A. I'm not sure if the number is correct, but that's what I read. So for somebody that was not going to score that many goals, he's got 60 goals in Serie A in 69 games.
Who said he's not going to score many goals in Serie A?
No, somebody said it.
on this table or something?
I'm not going to
How come the
repeat
camera
it.
angle just changed to the person that said it? That's really strange how that happened.
Mike, I think that's accurate.
Around there, the
I'm not sure the
vicinity.
exact number. I do know that he scored in 2020. He scored 49% of Juventus's goals, so nearly half of the
Okay.
goals.
All right.
And I think your number is very close.
crazy.
Yeah. So good things. I was happy. I was happy with. Antonio said yes. Give Pirlo some time, and he will come through. We still talking about Serie A. We're not talking about the Champions League. So he still has to do some good things. I want to see some good things also in Champions League.
Absolutely, I agree. And to see Ronaldo continue to be that protagonist is obviously important. But again, just begs the question where Dybala will fit.
That's what I forgot to say. That it seems like the only problem that Juventus has right now is Dybala, because everybody else seems to have their position.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems to be on the same on the same track with Pirlo. But the only thing that I have a question mark is
right.
Dybala. Even though when he came in, he was not a factor. He was a little bit lost. And I feel bad for this kid, because I don't know if they have plans for him, long-term plans. But where do you fit it in, and why he's not starting? Somebody like Dybala, how can you have somebody like Dybala not starting? So that's the only thing that Pirlo's got to figure it out.
Your only concern.
Yeah.
Well, listen, to me, I saw the game a little bit different than you guys. I mean, I'm not a Juventus fan, but when I said Dybala took over a little bit of the center midfield, and he's starting to orchestrate with the ball, and he found himself 2-3 times on the position to take shots. He didn't connect with the net, didn't connect with with the important part of the net, but he was himself on the position to take shots and to make a difference. So unfortunately, sometimes the ball doesn't hit at the back of the net, but I see Dybala still being the big different maker. Now, as far as the position comes down, you guys are still stuck on the idea that Dybala has to have a position. Dybala is somebody that doesn't have to have a position. Dybala can be anywhere he wants.
But he
he's
still
not playing
starts in a
good.
place in the
matter.
formation.
Doesn't matter.
But he still has to start in a
You
spot.
guys have those 3-4-2, 4-6-7, when 9, 15, 25.
You're saying your phone number?
This stuff here doesn't matter.
Listen,
When you have a champion like Dybala,
he's not Messi.
Champion.
well, it's
He's not Messi.
Dybala
Messi does
is,
not have a position.
Dybala is closer than Messi than what you think. So
Maradona does not
I
have a
will
position.
not, I will
About
not
that.
force Dybala into say, he can be here, or he can be there, or he can be now. Dybala can be anywhere. Dybala, let him be the jolly of Juventus. He's one of the few that has got that kind of a talent that he can play in any
So
position.
just answer the question though. Where does he play in a Pirlo's been playing a 3-5-2 with two strikers, Morata and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So where do you put him?
You can be the first one who ever right behind the two of them, or you could be the 4-3-3.
No,
But he's
can
not
be
playing
4-3-3.
that. He's not
Well,
playing
that's
a
not the
4-3-3.
formation.
So we understand. We agree that you could change the formation around, but we're saying in Pirlo's tactics, do you take a Morata and put Dybala?
You can't.
Antonio, to you.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
How?
I was gonna say, in the modern game, right, in the modern tactics, Dybala is one of those players where he has only one position that he can play without hurting the team. Because even for example, a lot of modern games, it's either the 4-3-3. You don't have those trequartista roles anymore. He can only play within the two as a striker. He can be the second striker, and that's it. He's not good enough as a winger because he doesn't track back. So he can't play as a 3-5-2. He can't play in the 4-3-3. He has to play as a second striker. Now, the question is, can he play with it as the two? So having Ronaldo and Dybala play instead of Ronaldo and Morata, I agree. I think he can probably play in that position, but he has to produce, and Morata right now is producing more as the number 9, and Ronaldo, you can't take him out. And that being said, I think Pirlo also looking at Conte. I know you don't want to hear this, but he has said in the past that Conte is one of his favorite coach, and
he said it's the reason why he became a
coach. And Conte plays with two number 9s, right? You see Lautaro and Lukaku both playing close to each other, and I think Pirlo is using that for the time being in his brand new career, and using that model as having the two number 9 type players. Also, just going to say, the leak back is a huge plus for Juventus.
Well,
you see the security.
No,
he's out now.
No, he's not.
No, he's just out. Demiral is going to be out.
Demiral, yeah. So
But
sorry,
I'm saying
it's
it's a huge advantage now for Juventus. This is a guy that last year took over that defense with Chiellini out and is becoming a real leader at a young age. Now, Demiral, hopefully he's able to figure out his struggles, and that way you're not as, dependent on a Chiellini who looks like he's injured, and he's going to unfortunately have to retire because of injuries later on, and Bonucci, who is getting older. And Arthur, just last thing, Arthur is the only Juventus player that can play that regista role, as you said. There's no one else that I think has the technical ability and can actually play that role. Rabiot is too slow. He doesn't have the vision.
Nobody has the brains.
And no one can really play that position.
Listen, don't you want to see the coincidence that the day that the Bonucci and Chiellini, they both don't play, Juventus defense is so fluid right now. It's just very... And don't forget about Danilo too. This guy, those guys, if you just put them in charge, at some point they can establish themselves like the 3 or 4 top defenders that Pirlo needs over there on the backside.
We agree. We just haven't been able to see them yet.
Those guys are done. The Bonucci and Chiellini BS is gone.
Let me pose one question, just yes or no, and we're gonna move on to Milan. Redi said Juventus without Ronaldo wouldn't be a top 4 team.
It's true.
Yes or no?
Not even a top 10. Forget about top 4. Top 10.
You said top 4?
He said, let alone Scudetto, they wouldn't even be top 4. So he's saying both.
I agree. Scudetto, I do not agree for top 4.
I definitely agree with Scudetto. Top 4, I still feel like they would get top 4.
Of course,
but
they would get.
Scudetto, I definitely agree. Juventus without Ronaldo would not win the Scudetto.
That I agree.
Anybody have a no or no?
I don't know. I feel like just because if Ronaldo's not there, I feel like the other players would be stepping up. They've done it without Ronaldo, so I still believe. I believe Dybala will get more minutes. Therefore, he'll start playing better. You have Chiesa there, Kulusevski, who all been playing well, and I feel like their share of goals will start not correlated just for one player. It'd be spread out more, and I wouldn't rule Juve out. They've won it so many times, and they have that DNA that's been instilled with them.
Are you saying even Scudetto?
Yeah, even Scudetto. Yeah, top 400%. Scudetto. Obviously, Scudetto will still be good. I would not count them out one bit.
Let's go to AC Milan.
Why did you put Chiesa in the equation? Chiesa just came off the bench.
Let's move to AC Milan.
You're going to talk about AC Milan.
30 minutes about
Chiesa.
Antonio. First of all, roll your sleeves out. Roll the sleeves out.
He's getting ready to fight.
We're gonna get to war. Right now, Antonio, I need to see your reaction when AC Milan won 3-1 against Napoli. Give me your reaction. Pan the camera to Antonio. What was your reaction, Antonio?
Is the camera on me, Mike?
The camera's
Absolutely.
on you.
First of all, I was on the field fighting with my team, the Brooklyn Italian. Playing against Olympiacos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a Greek team that not that great.
Win?
We beat the living shit out of them 6-0.
Wow.
Okay.
Who'd you play? The handicap?
Can you talk about your reaction?
Now, I was told after the game that AC Milan had still another couple minutes left on the game. And guess who told me about the good news? Gino, the co-manager, my co-manager, and the president of the AC Milan, the AC Milan, and the president
None of us know. None of
the
us know
Brooklyn
what that
Italian.
is.
Yeah, whoa! You asked me my reaction.
I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the
Let's
fans
go.
My
that are
reaction
watching.
says when he told me that AC Milan was winning 2-0 with the 2 Ibrahimovic goal. You know what I did? I said, "Yeah!" Jesus. So.
Oh man, you almost knocked,
But
you almost
then-
knocked Pete out for something.
Then I was a little bit disappointed because I said, "Oh God!" I said I predicted a 3-1 AC Milan win, and then I went back home and I wanted to watch the game. Recorded that I had it, and then at the end of the game, I saw that AC Milan actually did win 3-1.
Yes.
So and that was my prediction.
Yes,
okay. So my friend Phil in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
he was.
He's watching right now.
He's watching right now.
He's watching right now. He sent
was
us a
talking a
message.
lot of trash before. So
You
I
both
sent him
were.
a nice little reminder, and I told him, I said, "Well, Phil, I said, don't get too excited." But I did actually, true story. I sent a package of butters to the Laurentiis family to say, "Do me a favor, just share this with Meret over there, my butterfinger goalkeeper." So,
Butterfinger
kidding aside, I think when I saw the game for at least I saw the first half and then the second half, and then not that I fell asleep, I was exhausted, and then I watched it more carefully the second half. I think AC Milan dominated the game, and if it wasn't for that idiot of the defender that I really don't like that much, because you guys keep rating Romagnoli very high. Romagnoli to me is a very average defender. If it wasn't for Romagnoli, it would have been a 3-0. Because that goal that Mertens scored was nothing but Romagnoli's mistake. Okay, and I will put even the 50% of that goal was even to be attributed to the referee, because that was a foul. That was a foul on Kessier that should have been a whistle. But anyway, I'm not trying to find any excuses. AC Milan dominated the game. Now let's go into something else that I want to talk about. All the AC Milan fans should not get scared because Ibrahimovic he might be out for a couple of weeks because I guess he pulled a muscles or whatever the case might be. We have plenty of young talent over there ready to do damage. Okay, we didn't spend millions of dollars for those guys. We just picked them up like crumbs from the floor. Whatever you guys leaving for us, Pete, we got it. Okay, you want to give us Ericsson, we'll take it. Okay, so as far as I checked last time, we are number 1. Okay, Mike, we're number 1.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
You, we're number 1. Hey, Paisa, hey, start taking notes. We are number 1. Okay. So what did you say? Ronaldo is going to speak.
You have to be number 1 at the
Ibrahimovic,
end, not at the
Ibrahimovic.
beginning.
Hey, I'm talking to you right now. Ibrahimovic scored 2 more goals. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Capocannoniere.
Huh?
Capocannoniere.
Capocannoniere. So,
Currently, yep.
as far as my friend Pete is concerned, Pete is, I guess, is little by little, he's turning into an AC Milan sympathizer because, right or wrong, Pete?
No, I don't think so.
He doesn't think so. But anyway,
He just said it
so
straight
Pete,
up.
you should be the number 1 right now.
No.
What do you mean no?
We should be number 1 at the end.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Let me know when you finish.
Well, I'm not done. I'm not done yet. So Ibrahimovic is going to
This
be.
is your moment to shine.
No.
You're not letting it go.
Ibrahimovic is going to be missing 4 or 5 games, whatever the case might be. But we're not scared about that. We got Rebic. We got this.
Leao.
Leao.
Haug.
We got Haug. We got Haug.
Salas
Scored a great
Maker.
goal.
We
First
got-
goal.
Okay, we got spectacular youths ready to do damage right there on the top. And all they do, they feed on Ibrahimovic demand for them to step up to the plate, because that's what he does for everybody. He demands for them to play at the highest level, and that's what they do. They just get over there and they get the job done. No, we're not going to be scoring 10 goals a game or 6 goals a game or 6 goals a game like you guys do, but we're there to win the game nice and clean. And Donnarumma is like a Saracinesca. You know what a Saracinesca means? Can you translate it? Pete?
The gate, no? What
It's
is
a
it?
gate. No, it's
What is
it's
it
a
then?
roll
Oh,
up
the
gate.
roll-up gate,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
roll-up gate is metal. Once you pull it down,
Very different than a game.
once you
I
pull
mean-
it down, that nothing
it.
goes through.
Yeah.
Okay, so
My dad is begging to jump in over
No,
here.
no.
I was just gonna say. No, I was just gonna say the only.
Let him go first.
No, I was just gonna say
And
the
still-
only team that won by 6 goals were the Brooklyn Italians.
Well,
so, I mean, I don't know.
so and
Keep it about Milan.
so
We'll talk about that.
3-1 in Napoli, it's a big thing. And all of this hype that you guys build up with Gattuso, you're gonna be playing against Gattuso. You're gonna be, hey, Gattuso, I give him a lot of credit to he brought Napoli to an extremely high level, and I think Napoli is going to stay up there. But you guys should be giving credit to AC Milan because AC Milan did the job without struggling. It just went over there not to try to win. They went to win the game the proper way, and I don't think they overdid themselves. They played the game that they've been playing with against everybody.
Yeah.
So nothing. You haven't seen anything that you haven't seen in against other teams before. So all they did, they went over there. They put the up tempo on the field, and they did a nice and clean.
All right, let my dad jump in here. Take it.
No, let him go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that if you watched yesterday's live stream that we did, I gave credit to Milan. I said in the beginning of the season, even though we're still at the beginning, let's not forget, the first 3 games, let's say, I said, I bet Milan won, but who do they verse, right? But then versus Inter, even versus Roma,
Which they deserved to win too,
which
right?
they could have won. You know, they played well that game. Versus Inter, they won and they played well. Versus Napoli, now they won and played well. So these are not. It's not a fluke anymore. I think this is a confirmation that Milan is a good team. The only thing is, to win the Scudetto, you have to be a great team. And that's the point where I still have to see, and there's still a question mark. But as far as this season is concerned, there's no real winner. Or you can say, okay, this team is definitely going to win the Scudetto. Because you might say for Inter's team and Conte and everything should line up, they've been poor. They've let in 2 goals a game. And any Scudetto winner does not let in 2 goals a game. Milan has been outperforming defensively. I think Ibrahimovic is having a fantastic year right now. Unfortunately, he's got injured, but he scored 10 goals in 8 games. That's a real leader, you know, and he's been able to hold everyone accountable. He expects the best. And then even versus Napoli. So in the game, the first half, they played amazing. I saw a little bit. And then even the second half, I think Napoli had some chances, but Milan were the ones that were carrying the tempo. Benacer, Kessé in the midfield, holding their own. Defensive, even though you're not crazy about Romagnoli, but, he did his job. The only thing that I would say is Napoli did lose Bakayoko in the 65th minute, where they just scored the goal to break it down to 2-1. If maybe Napoli plays 11v11, things can change. But you can't take anything away from Milan. It was a red card, and Milan did their job. Napoli looked a little, and Gattuso even said it after the game, like, he's not so much disappointed in Napoli losing, but in the manner that they lose, that they don't have the hunger or show the hunger from the first minute. And that's something that Gattuso has to fix, and that's something that Milan has. You see them; they're running for every ball. We saw one time that Di Lorenzo was making a run. There was 3 players running after the same guy. There was that hunger, and that's something that you need.
Di Lorenzo was horrible.
Wow.
You just popped that into my head. Di
Yeah, he
Lorenzo.
was-
And what about Manolas? What about Manolas and Koulibaly?
He was
He
really-
Manolas and
killed them.
Koulibaly, they look like 2 rookies. They never played soccer
They don't look good.
before. So embarrassing. Very
Really,
embarrassing.
It was disappointing.
I wanted to say my take on this. Before this game, Ludo came and saw. You guys know that. I put a tie for this game. Also, we got to read our predictions afterwards. I had a tie for this game, but I was favoring Napoli. I felt like Napoli could pull something. They were playing. Look, Anto's smiling.
No, I'm sorry for my friend Ludo too, because
No.
I wanted to watch the game with you guys, and too bad. I should
yeah.
I would love to sit
But-
next to Ludo and fight with him over who's better and who's not better. So,
But I saw the starting lineups. I see Meret started obviously over Ospina. Ospina couldn't make it, even though the 3 goals, none of them were Meret's fault, really. Milan just started this game. They were so hungry. It looked like 11 Ibras on the field. Like, they were all attacking, closing space, and Napoli looked lost most of it. I was disappointed that Gattuso fielded this team, and it seemed like, I don't know, it felt like they had jet lag or something. They were playing at home. Like, they weren't hungry. They weren't closing spaces. Milan looked like a 5-star team. Incredible. But the thing that Peter brought up, which I was also going to bring with the Bakayoko thing, when they scored 2-1, when it was 2-1, that's when Napoli started attacking, pressuring a good 5-10 minutes. Then Bakayoko got sent off. I think right there kind of determined the game, because that red card completely shifted shifted the side of Milan continuing to dominate after that. If Bakayoko continued, who knew what would have happened? But 100% Milan deserved the 3 points, absolutely killed it. But the question is, it's only 8 games in. What is it? 1/5 of the Campionato is still left to go. Could they do it? They're gonna have to fortify in January. Hopefully, stay in first place and just get a bunch of reinforcements to make sure all the stars align for this one. But Milan, congratulations! Amazing run so far.
All right, so I like the way Milan is playing.
Yeah.
And compliments to Milan and compliments. It's a young team. Compliments to Ibra because Ibra is bringing the winning mentality for this for the young team. And I give them a lot of credit. But hold on. Don't go too fast.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay?
Hold your
You
horses.
said that AC Milan, they control the whole game.
Yeah.
60% possession for Napoli,
They didn't do
40%
anything, though.
possession for AC Milan. So
Possession
don't say...
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Well,
half of
that-
them were back passes to Meret.
They weren't good.
it
They
doesn't
weren't
matter.
good.
Back
But-
pass, hello, that's not
But
possession.
you say that they control
Back
the whole
pass is
game.
not possession. And lateral pass is not possession either.
Right, but they had 60%. This is just a statistic,
Okay.
okay? So I just wanted to. I want to say another thing. The first yellow card to Bakayoko was not a yellow card.
It was a red.
The first one was not even a yellow card.
It was actually a
anyway,
red.
can I finish?
All right.
I let you talk now. You got to
All right,
let
go
me
ahead,
talk.
go ahead.
Man,
You-
roll the sleeves,
I'm gonna punch him out.
So
Go ahead.
don't interrupt me. So
I love this.
the first yellow card to Bakayoko was not a yellow card.
Got the ball.
He went to the ball, and while he was following through, which he was almost falling, the guy put his foot and he stepped on his foot. That's not a yellow card. So he shouldn't. The second one definitely is a yellow card. So in the first half, when at midfield you have a play like that, that the referee screwed up. That's number one. Number two, Ibra, which he went up for a header and he went like this
Elbowed.
to Koulibaly. That's a red card.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a red card.
That's too much.
Ibra should have been out of the game.
No.
Give him
Okay?
something, please.
All right?
Just let him have a drink.
Ibra should have been out of the game at that point.
Hot
You
take.
go look at it. I looked at it 10 times.
10.
Okay. Ibra went up and intentionally he went. and
Intentionally?
yes.
I don't know
it
about
was,
that.
It was
I don't
all
know about
intention. He went up. If you see it at normal speed,
Okay.
Sour grapes.
it's nothing. If you see it at normal
Okay.
speed, it's nothing. You see it in slow motion, and it's a red card. Now, the reason why the VAR never
Picked up on it?
intervened is because the VAR thought that it was a yellow card. And if they think it's a yellow card, the VAR does not intervene. The VAR intervenes only if it's a red card. So another mistake by the VAR. Anyway, this is my opinion. I still haven't finished yet.
Oh. Oh, boy.
like it.
Hey, give him
You got a
little
lot
shot
of people
Kool-Aid.
agreeing with you.
Huh?
There's a lot of people, not on the Bakayoko part, but on the Ibra part, yeah.
Okay. So now
That was a penalty on AC Milan.
So
That was not
now,
given either,
what
okay?
what happened to Gattuso? I think Gattuso, he started with 4 forwards, but that's the way that Napoli's been playing. They've been starting with 4 forwards. I don't know. Maybe got into too much of this AC Milan coming there, and it was AC Milan. Too much expectation, whatever the case was. I don't know if I would have started with 4 forwards. What I like about Gattuso is at the end of the game, he says, there's no excuses. I take all responsibility for this loss. And that's what I like about Gattuso. Gattuso, and I think a little bit Conte too, they think that every player should have the intensity that they have when they play. Gattuso, he had intensity from the first moment of the game until the 90th. When he played, that's the way it was. And he would like his players to be like that. Now, Koulibaly never showed up. Manolas never showed up. Di Lorenzo was terrible.
Yeah, the worst one of the match.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
And so they lose the ball. They lose the ball and, okay, I'll run back. That's not the way Gattuso likes the team. Gattuso wants, to fight for every ball and no matter what. And what I'm not sure if Gattuso said this, but when you play the game and somebody makes a mistake and they score a goal, some players think, oh, okay, it was not my mistake. It was his mistake. That's why the reason why we lost the game. That's not the way Gattuso, when he was playing, that's not the way it was. It didn't matter who made the mistake. If you're losing 1-0, somebody else make the mistake, he didn't care. You there to win the game. You there to give everything that you have.
That's right.
And until the 90th, you have to fight for every ball. And I think that's what Gattuso at the end, he was saying maybe the character was there, maybe it was not, he expected more. And I agree with him 100%. You do expect more from the players. You do give everything that you have until the last second. But like I started, like I finish. Milan, they went to Napoli, which was not easy, and they did get the win. And for a young team, and they did a good job.
Okay, so this is what I really love about the live show aspect is I get to read the fans' comments, and we get to hit this before it gets too far. They're asking if you think that Ibro's was a red card. What about Kessia's on Politano on Kessia?
Pulling down.
Kessia lost his tooth from a Politano challenge. It's similar.
I don't. You have to show it to me because I didn't see the game. I only saw the highlights. I mean, I saw the game.
If anyone has a
was
link,
it in
please
the first
send it.
In the first half or second half?
I don't remember. If anyone has a link,
First half. So
I've been looking for a link. I haven't been able to find it. If somebody has it, please send it to me.
Yeah, if you
and
have
I
it,
will show
I'd
him
like to
live.
see it. I didn't watch the whole game, so I watched the second half. I watched the whole thing, but this was in the first half.
I think
So send me the link. Let me touch on everything too.
But I saw the highlights, and we talked about the first Bakayoko, and that was not a yellow card.
Let me touch on a few things. First of all, for AC Milan, I'm completely impressed with the team. I think that the discipline that this side has shown is incredible, and I think it's very hard to get a young team to be so disciplined and to listen to your exact movements. I think that they are a real team. I've often criticized a lot of guys that are dependent on just individual players, but I love guys that fight for a reason. If you watch Ibrahimovic, every single player around him is fighting for him to put him in the best position. They're all doing the running to put him in a great position. I believe it was Rebic who gave the pass to Ibra where he kneed it right into the back of the net. That is a perfect example of putting him in the right position. And as well as Ibra's doing with the 10 goals, that credit is even more towards the players that are surrounding him because they are putting him in that exact position. And I love the atmosphere that's around this Milan. Pioli deserves a lot of credit for putting this team back together. Very, very impressed with them. And I take back a lot of what I said. They've put them in a better position than I thought. I didn't think that this Milan would really be... I think I did put them fourth place, but I didn't think that they could go much further than that. And I think so far, everybody's made too big of a deal of it's only 8 games. It's only 8 games. I remember the first couple games, they've only played small teams. Guess what? They've beaten Inter. They've beaten Napoli. Show some respect to Milan.
Yeah.
They're 8 games, but guess what? Everybody else has played 8 games too, and so far we've seen a great thing from them. In January, I would love to see them get a better backup center forward. Maybe a guy like Cutrone or Milik or somebody that could come off the bench and bring them some goals. But so far, I am so impressed with Milan. And I agree with Antonio. I disagree with you. I think it was a complete domination from AC Milan. I don't care about the possession stats. All Napoli did was pass the ball back. From the attack of Napoli, Mertens didn't play. Insigne was invisible. Politano was all right, and there was somebody else up top that I can't even remember because they were so poor.
Well, Insigne never shows up in the big games. Mertens scored a goal, but I wanted
Mertens
to.
did nothing
invisible.
besides that.
But
goal.
I wanted to say something about Theo, the
Left back.
Oh, amazing.
the left fullback. Wow, what a player!
Yeah. That was a great
This
assist from him.
guy is unbelievable. He gave a ball to Ibra. What a ball.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna give you guys.
So nobody
chance.
sent us a link. By the way, I still have not seen anybody send the link of the Politano challenge. I don't think you're not ignoring it. I know some people are saying that you're ignoring it just to be on Napoli's
No,
side.
I didn't see
You
it.
just missed
I didn't see it. I
I'm
would like
gonna
to
give-
see it. If
yeah.
it's a red card, if I see it and I think it's a red card, it's a red card.
Hey, I'm
Whatsoever.
gonna give you guys
And then
a
we'll
chance.
move on to Inter,
I'm gonna
yeah.
give you guys a chance, Milan haters, to adjust your prediction now.
Just
So adjust your prediction.
Milan-
You said you didn't believe it. So, what do you think
Can I
AC
adjust
Milan
it?
is going to end the season? Where? In which position?
Second place.
Second place.
Whoa.
You, Mike.
Me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Fourth place.
Fourth place.
If they're lucky.
I'm gonna keep what I said earlier. Fourth place.
How about you?
Second place.
All right.
Whoa.
Antonio,
Second?
the title of this video
Holy
is AC
moly.
Milan can win the Scudetto. Do you think Milan can win the Scudetto this year?
Do I think? I know we're going to win. Forget about thinking. Thinking is something that is on your head. I know we're going to win.
Where does the
Okay, keep going. Back it up. Back
We're
it
going to
up.
win. We're going to win. All we need, we need a couple defenders and maybe not even a backup strikers because we have plenty of juice on the forward line. Listen, Leao is not playing. Rebic is just starting to play again.
If you're going to win the Scudetto, you need somebody. I would take like a Milik off the bench would be fantastic.
Milik
Cutrone
is-
off the bench would be really good. Somebody like
If you
that.
have to take Milik and you're sitting on the bench, you just don't take it. If you have to take Milik, it's because you're going to have to play it.
Well, you alternate
a
between
super sub.
Ibra and Milik.
No, Ibra is not going to alternate his position with Milik. Ibra, if he's healthy, he's
He's
going to play.
39.
Ibra, if he's healthy, he's going to play. When you're saying just give Milik 20 minutes before the end of the game so Ibra can rest, Ibra is not going to be sitting on the bench for Milik. So Cutrone maybe, but and I would love to see him coming back to AC Milan, but I don't think Fiorentina is going to let him go.
So by the way, Kessie lost his tooth. He actually did lose his tooth. Still,
So,
we don't have an exact video, but either way, I think that Milan, it's fair to say that they've completely surprised all of us.
A lot of people that discounted this Hog, whatever. This kid here, he is his best friend with Haaland. I think it's
Haaland?
they're buddies. And Haaland, when
He's got a release clause of 70 million.
but that's what I'm saying. So this kid here is going to prove a lot of people wrong. This kid here is going to be another one of those unforeseen players that is going to put big numbers. He might not do it this year, but AC Milan put a lot of stock on this
Are
kid
you
here.
trying to say that you're going to sign Haaland?
Well, no, but not now. I mean, we don't have the money to sign Haaland, but
Maybe in the
this
summer.
kid here.
If you get top 4 Champions League, do you think Haaland could be a possibility
Well,
to go to AC
listen.
Milan?
Haaland is gonna have to just lower his expectation in terms of getting paid the money that he wants. But I can see Haaland coming and play in AC Milan. I don't see
nice.
nothing wrong with that.
I think you hit it on the mark, but if Milan is to win the Scudetto, you have to make certain acquisitions in January.
Yeah.
Because Hog, for example, can be a very good player. Is he the right player right now to be able to come on and score the goals? We still have to see. Milan have a great young team. Teo Hernandez, Donnarumma, Romagnoli, Kessie, Benesse. These guys are all under 25 years old. These guys, Leao, and the list goes on. Even Tonali, who luckily hasn't had to have the pressure to have to start and perform. So he's going to be able to ease into this Milan team. That being said, I want to say that Milan were at a point last year where they were supposed to get this Ragnik, right?
That's true.
And everything that they worked on last year was about to be scrapped away. Well done, Milan. Well done, Maldini, who a lot of people haven't given a lot of credit.
The comments are going
But
crazy.
Absolutely.
Maldini was able.
What does Maldini know?
Maldini
from Mike?
was able to
It's only 8 games.
keep the team.
It's only 36 games in. It's gonna be Michael.
It's only 15. It's only 15
May.
years in, guys. Come on.
And
What are you talking
Pioli was
about?
able to keep this team. And I also think this only happened with the blessings of Ibrahimovic.
Absolutely.
Ibrahimovic said Pioli's good to go. Pioli stayed.
Listen,
Respect.
Well,
Let's move.
I think Maldini had a lot to do with this, and Maldini. I love Maldini. So I have a lot of respect for
Yeah.
Maldini.
Oh, okay.
We got to move on to the last topic, which is Inter. Before we do, Oscar, thank you for the donation. He said, once Zlatan is gone, if Milan's young core of players keep the mentality Zlatan is still instilling in this Milan and have a class squad for the next 10 plus years. Well said. I think we all agree. As the people demand from Mike's head right now because of his comment, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Maldini.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what does
I
Maldini do?
understand.
It's become a big thing on
Right,
our channel.
But I would like to know on the comments how many people thought it was a red card for
Ibrahimovic.
For Ibra.
Guys, comment right now and I'll read it. What do you think? Do you think it was a red card for Ibra? Let us know. Last topic is Inter. They were down 2-0 to Torino. One of the worst first half performances that I've seen in quite some time. They look absolutely terrible. Even Simone Zaza scored a goal, which seems like a miracle these days for him to score a goal. He did it against Inter. Bastoni and the Inter defense were completely out of line over there. Nothing going forward with them. Inter, as we've seen, they're the team that's come back with the most. They've earned 7 points from being in a lost position. So I believe that everybody got a smacking from Conte at halftime. They came back. They won the match 4-2. Lukaku, again, so decisive. 2 goals and 2 assists from him. The true leader, in my opinion, for Inter. Peter, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, okay. So obviously the way that we started the game was terrible. I think Inter had their head in Madrid, or I think they were home actually this time around, but we were thinking about the Champions League game this Wednesday. But that being said, you have a job to do, especially in the position. We can't take breaks in Serie A. I think Conte turned over the defense. So like I said, for the past couple of weeks, Inter haven't been able to start their defense with Bastoni, De Vrij, Skriniar. It is a different team when you have those 3 players. And when you start Bastoni, Ranocchio, D'Ambrosio, all you can do is pray. And we don't have Padre Piolo. So. But that being said, Conte, last year was a problem that Inter would start off so good in the first half and then the second half kind of tail off. This year, we see the opposite. How they start off very poor, very sluggish. There's no real creativity in this midfield. When you have a Vidal, Gagliardini, Barella, you have straight up workhorses, but nobody that can break the lines. And I think that's a missing piece in this Inter. Hakimi started off great, and now he seems to having some struggling problems adapting to Serie A. And I don't think he's going to have this problem later on, but you saw like in the game, he was sluggish. He wasn't taking on the player. He wasn't making the cross as we need. We desperately need a left wing back because Ashley Young could be a great bench player, but he's not a starter for Inter. And Perisic has not really fit that position. He's more of an attacking winger, if that. So that being said, I think Inter getting down 2-0 again is a stress that you'll get away with it versus Torino and versus Parma, but you cannot get away with it versus the better teams. And Inter's not going to be able to come back over and over and over again. So something has to be adjusted, and we have to take the game to the opposing team. We're not the lower team that we can wait and sit it out and move the ball left to right. We have to go for the kill, and we have to finish games off. But also at the same time, we have to put in that midfield someone with an attacking mind, whether it be Eriksen or even what he did with versus Torino, where he made the sub Gagliardini out and he put Lautaro in and kept Alexis Sanchez, Lautaro, and Lukaku. So that way, at least in that midfield, there was some creativity where Alexis Sanchez dropped in as like a trequartista role, and you saw the ball move a lot better. And this is a problem that needs to be fixed. We have to be able to have this creativity in the midfield. You have the workhorses of Vidal. You have the workhorse of Barella. Especially if you're going to keep this 3-5-2, because we know he's not going to change it. So we have to have players that can play the ball, as your friend said, Cassano. Conte has to get used to playing the players that can move that ball and not worry about having this defensive approach.
I'm going to stick my neck out and say this is just an assumption. I think Conte doesn't want to be at Inter right now. Everything that I'm seeing from him, I have never seen this Conte in my life. I have never seen a guy that looks so depleted when he talks. He looks like depressed on the sideline. Usually the guy is rigorous with emotion. He's ready to fight. At the sign of every little blood, he's pouncing. Honestly, I think that he did not want to stay at Inter. He even said that his team does not look hungry like they did last year. He said last year we had this ferocious nature about ourselves. Again, maybe it's early on. Again, it's just an assumption. I'm just looking at some of the signs, looking at his team, looking at his reaction. We had said maybe he's maturing. I think that he doesn't want to be at Inter.
Can I put my 50 cents in?
50 cents,
Okay,
yes, you can.
let me tell you something. I agree 100% with Peter about the Inter coming out flat on the first half. It does it all the time. Inter to be producing high-quality soccer, they have to be down. So in terms of them just starting to bring their level up in terms of intensity, they have to be below like 1 or 2 goals. And against Torino, they're lucky because they were playing Torino. But when they're going to be starting to play with Juventus, they're going to play Napoli, they're going to play top teams like Roma, then the shifting is not going to be as automatic as you think. Second of all, they starting Conte. I always blame him because he's the leader of the team. He's starting with the mentality that, okay, I'm thinking about Real Madrid, so let me put those losers, which are second tiers on his heads, on the field. Against Torino, you don't need the top players. So he puts a bunch of losers over there. And then when he's in trouble, he's losing 2-0, he's starting to pull Lautaro out of the bench, he's starting to pull Eriksen out of the bench, he's starting to put all the jewels out of the bench. Skriniar again out of the bench. So, again, his mentality is still stuck and is very rigid at the 3-5-2 formation. Now, you've seen time and time again that this stuff here is not working. And I agree with him 100%. Me and Marco, we rarely agree on things. But his body language is very, very, very depressing and conducive for Inter not producing what he has on his mind. Or him not really wanted his job as much as he used to. Because I don't see the fight that we used to see in Conte when he was at Juventus. So,
it's not.
So there's something going on up there that we don't know. We're probably going to find out. Make a few phone calls, Gaetano, since you know him that well when he was at Juventus. Find out what's going on with this guy here. Maybe
he doesn't know.
Maybe they need to adjust his medication a little bit because this guy here...
maybe he got on Prozac like you said.
Maybe they give him some Prozac.
They got to get off that.
Just change medication, see what's going on. Maybe a prescription will do something to him. But as far as I see right now, I don't think this Inter is going that far. Okay?
Wow.
I made a few phone calls and about that, exactly from what you're saying. I spoke to a few of the Inter. They said that for the first time this week, they think that Conte is changing a little bit and he wants to stay. That in the past, they were agreeing with you that maybe they didn't know whether he wanted to stay, but now there is more balance and he's saying the right words lately in the last week or so. I don't know if you get that, but that's what I spoke to a few of the Inter players.
Not Inter players.
Inter fans, you know, that they follow Inter. Anyway, for the left side, I was thinking of Kolarov. You say you don't have anybody there. Maybe Kolarov could be that guy. Not the 3, the 5, where he can go up and come back. Anyway, 60% of the goals from Inter are scored by Lukaku and Lautaro. The first game of the season, you were losing by 2 goals against Fiorentina, and you came back. The 5th or 6th game of the season, you were playing against Parma. You were down by 2 goals, you came back. Yesterday, you were down by 2 goals, and you came back. You know, you cannot keep going like that.
Exactly.
You're down by 2 goals and then you come back. At one point, this is going to stop. So Conte needs to make some adjustments, and whatever adjustments he needs to make, he has to do it before it's too late and it's too far from, if he's still thinking that he's going to be fighting for the Scudetto. As far as what you said, I agree with you. Inter wanted to get a playmaker. They thought that Eriksen was going to be the playmaker. Eriksen did not work out. I think Eriksen is on his way out. In January is going to be out. But what happened when Sanchez went behind, Lautaro went up front, the whole game changed. I mean, the guy scored a goal. The guy gave the assist to Lukaku. This guy Sanchez is always comes through. Every time the guy plays, it comes through. You know, so maybe that's the guy. Maybe that's the guy that you've been looking for, and maybe he's right there, and you can have it. Also, you need somebody in front of the defenders. You need that guy that distributes the ball. In the beginning, I think that Vidal was too far up. So there was a hole there.
Right.
So you need to put somebody
Brozovic is supposed to be that role.
in front of the defense, like Arthur, like Pirlo, like, you know, somebody in front of it. So if you lose the ball, you always have somebody there, and that's what you were missing, I think, in the first half yesterday. Character, like I said before, and I'll repeat it again, Conte and Gattuso, they got the character that you have to fight from the first minute until... If you don't do that, you're not part of this team. And somebody talking to the same person that I was telling you before, they saw Eriksen. The team was losing, and Eriksen, there was a corner kick, and Eriksen went to get the ball, and he was like, taking his time
Yeah.
to go take a corner
Not
kick.
rushing, right?
Yeah, not rushing at all, and you're losing the game, and that drives Conte crazy.
Sure.
You know, so that's what I hear anyway.
By the way, I think we've got some of the best viewers in the world. So we've got people who downloaded the entire match and went back to find. Mike Copy is the one who sent me the video. I just airdropped it to my laptop. Peter, if you could put it in the middle, and then I'll tell you when to press play. Guys, it's very hard to see. I'm warning you now. It's very hard to see, but you could press play. This is where Kessie lost his tooth.
Good.
Yeah, go.
Just let it go. It's going to be a closer replay. That's where he spit out his tooth.
You gotta be kidding. Oh.
His hand back.
If you want to go right back to that exact moment.
Boom.
What do you mean
Yeah,
a
press
huge?
play,
He was
press play.
running.
Look at this. You was
Move
running.
your finger.
Yeah, you don't run with your hands like
Of
that.
course you do if you're trying to get
Yeah,
it.
what is
If
it?
you
So
want to
it's a
go
red
all the way to
card?
the beginning, go all the way to the beginning.
Can I say at the beginning?
Because you also say press play.
This one I don't.
It's very hard to see,
Yeah.
but you do see his elbow hit him. To me, Ibra and this challenge are not red
Yeah,
cards.
I agree with
For
you,
me,
Marco.
neither are red cards.
I agree.
They're both in the motion of playing.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't even give yellows.
No,
I don't give
definitely.
yellows to either.
Ibra is definitely
Look at
intentional.
the VAR.
It's definitely
Why would
intentional.
Drink
Ibra,
it,
Ibra's never
Ibra.
been the one to do
This is
something
good.
like
That
that.
was smart.
Ibra was never one to hurt someone. Why would
I don't
he
think that's
do that?
intentional. I
What
think
is
he's
it?
getting the
So
space.
you-
I don't think any of them are intentional.
This one, I'm not sure if it's intentional.
We're talking about Politano and
Okay.
Kessie right
Can
now.
we see the one from Ibra?
Yes,
Okay. Can we see?
I
the
have that
from
one.
Ibra?
I have that one very
You
clearly.
you see Ibra going up, and when he gets to this point, it goes like this. That's intentional. If you go up and it's always the same.
natural body
No, the natural body motion is you go like this.
And
Now-
that's what he
He went
did.
like
Now
this.
you go like this, and then you go like that. No, that's
How
not
do you
natural.
know that? Let's watch it.
Yeah,
Let's
watch
it.
it. Watch it.
We're a bunch of big babies over
If
here.
you could
Watch,
press
watch.
play. If you could press play.
Guys,
the
you're
slow
getting
motion. 1 second before you play it. This is Ibra's challenge
Nah.
on Koulibaly, which some are claiming is a red card.
No, that like that you can tell. That's not slow
That's
motion.
his body motion
No,
is going on.
slow
Okay,
motion
give it
is
back then.
no slow motion is no good.
Okay.
Yeah, the arm
give me
is
back.
going like this all the time. I saw it from an angle where he goes like this. When he gets to this point, it goes like that. That's intentional.
Huh.
If you find it,
I'll find it.
I mean, I saw it numerous times, and I was watching it with a Serie A referee, and he said that was a red card.
Wow. Okay.
Who was the Serie A referee, by the way?
Doesn't matter who it was.
Colina.
Colina?
I will find it, guys.
Okay,
We're gonna
I
have
just-
to conclude
Yeah.
because we've been going for a long
Okay.
time.
Before we say that, we
Okay,
gotta.
so if you before you
I
conclude,
will find it. I will.
Okay,
Find
you
it.
find it. Before you conclude, I was saying a couple of things.
yeah, what were you saying?
Atalanta was stopped.
Hmm.
Italiano is a good coach from Spezia. I
You know where
think
he's from, right?
no,
He's born in Germany, but from Sicily.
he's from Sicily.
He's from
He's Italian.
Ribera,
Oh, yeah?
Agrigento.
Maybe he's your
okay.
cousin.
Well, this guy is doing a good job. So I wanna just say something.
A little shout out.
I also want to say that De Zerbi, man,
Incredible.
this guy is really now, from last year to this year, really a big step. He's going up. The team is in second place. He needs a shout out, and I hope that he stays there. He's a good coach.
You
Can
think you're
Sassuolo pull a Leicester? This is what Ludovico said.
no?
He said they could pull a Leicester.
Also, the
Can I answer that?
the other thing that I wanted to say was about Ranieri. Ranieri, I'm not crazy about Ranieri. He was thrown out yesterday. They gave him a red card.
That's
And
right.
on his comments, he said that the players waste too much time. Especially when they're winning, they waste too much time. I totally agree with him. A throw-in should be 6 seconds. If it's 6 seconds, make it 6 seconds. Don't make it 30 seconds. I mean, I see a throw-in
Right.
where players
Too
go
much.
up and down,
much.
and if they're winning, and then they give the ball, to other teammates, and
too
then
much.
I hate that. For a foul, everybody, when they're winning 1-0, they're winning 2-0, and there is a foul, they throw themselves on the ground. Before they get up, it's a minute. It's a minute and a half. By the time you take the foul,
2 minutes.
it's 2 minutes pass by. I
Right.
hate that. They need to control that. So even though I disagree a lot with Ranieri. I don't know. I think that.
You hate Ranieri.
I
I don't know what the problem with you and Ranieri is.
He
He seems
didn't
like
know.
such a
Guys,
strong
1 minute was
guy.
Ibra versus
You know-
Koulibaly. Please, somebody tell me. Sorry, I was just saying something to them.
It was in the second half, about maybe 15, 20 minutes from the end of the game.
Yeah, so frustrating.
What was I saying?
Ranieri.
Ranieri.
No, Ranieri.
Yeah.
No, Ranieri, I don't know. When he has to win the game, like yesterday, he had to win the game. There's no way, he loses the
You're
game.
making it seem like he's a top coach. You're just making it seem like he's an Ancelotti or something. I feel like you're putting
But
too much pressure on him because he
But the
won
experience
the
that he
Premier League.
has, and he's been
I know,
around.
but I feel like you're
he's
putting
gotta-
too much on him.
He's got to do better than that. But I agree with him yesterday when he made the comments that the players are wasting too much time, and the referee need to do a better job than them. I think the rules should be: if you have 6 seconds to take the throw in, then stick with the 6
Yeah, I
seconds.
agree with
If
you.
the goalkeeper has got 6 seconds to hold the ball, I mean, I have timed the guys. I have timed the goalkeeper stays with his hands for 30 seconds, for 40 seconds with their hand in his hand, and nobody says anything.
They should change the rules that the clock.
No, there is a
I
rule.
know, but they never apply. They never
Nobody
enforce it.
reinforces
They
the
don't-
rule.
They don't unless it's crazy long.
Guys, you know what's funny about this podcast today? That everybody's fighting over here. Everybody is here pleading for their teams, and the bottom line is that we're still on first place. Look what the hell is going on.
You like rubbing it in.
Yeah, I mean, rubbing
you
it.
can
I'm not
watch
saying
it.
I'm
You
not
can watch
rubbing
it later.
anybody
I gotta
in.
conclude.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to
I'm
say
not rubbing anybody in.
before we end it, I know you guys like talking about the Serie A predictions, so I obviously updated the table. I see Gaetano wagging his tail over there, happy and stuff.
How'd you do?
So
I think I got
I'm gonna say one
7
by
points.
one. I
Seven,
guess
not
I'll
bad.
say from bottom.
What are you hiding?
But you got to say how many points they got this round.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
just why don't you?
I wanna do a little
Oh my
suspense.
god.
So Marco is on the bottom with 26 points. He got 6 points this round.
Oh, not bad.
Second to last, Anto also got 6 points. He's up there with 30 points.
6 points.
Gaetano got 7 points, 32 points total, 2 points above Antonio. And tied for first, Mike and Peter with 33.
Whoa.
Mike has been doing the
Mike,
counting the
Mike.
last 2 rounds, by the
You
way.
were-
listen,
Mike, you were in
Listen,
last
listen.
place.
Mike, you were last place.
First of all, relax.
And first off, how the hell
The
you
I
last
got
thing
haven't
I
done
do-
any of the
the
counting.
last thing
I'm
I
just
do-
saying.
Some cheating is going on here. How did you get 12 points? We don't even get 12 points. There's not even 12 games.
Let them
What is
yell,
going
bro.
on?
Some extra.
There's not even
hoops
12
here.
games.
What is going on? I believe I got 4 predictions spot
Guys,
on.
can
and I got
No.
12
Wait,
points
can I
this
say
round.
one more thing?
No way.
So
Somehow,
guys,
can I just
I'm
say
not
one more
way.
thing? Wait.
You can count
No
them.
way.
You
Yo,
can count
there's
them.
one.
There's
one-
only
on top
10
of the
games.
table.
1 second. Yo.
There's only 10
You
games.
get
know what's
2
really
points
funny?
when you get a
Mike,
correct.
Okay, but how the hell did you?
Guys,
Think about it.
so,
Cheating.
Yeah, wait. Can
I'm
I
not
can I
cheating.
say one more thing that will make
I'm
this?
not
That's gonna make
cheating.
everything
I
erupt.
think we need
Go
somebody.
ahead.
Second,
Go ahead,
guys. Be quiet.
I'm on top, baby.
By the way, I asked Michael. I said, Mike, did you add to the Google Drive? Then he shows me. He goes, "Yo, the Google Drive deleted.
No,
How do
no,
I
no.
undo
I
it
undid
and
it.
show back?"
there
So
you go.
all the proof went away.
Now you're starting stuff. Listen, guys, how I did it is I
Let
can
me
show
see.
you.
Let
It's
me
gonna
see
take some
my
time.
WhatsApp over here.
Yeah. Here's your phone.
He took your phone.
I think
But
two
did you
for
send the scores? Because I never get your scores.
yeah. They're
Michael
all in
added
the
up the
group.
last 2. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Plus
Guys, I will never,
12.
you can check yourself. I have nothing to hide.
That's almost-
No, I didn't. You get 2 points for a correct decision. So
Okay.
I believe I got 3
Everybody's counting,
correct
stop
on
the
the
count.
spot.
Okay.
And then I got like 2 or 3.
How does that equal 12?
No,
Mike
no.
is fixing the
I either got
numbers.
3 or 4 on the spot. I don't remember exactly.
I wanna
But
recount
it's over there.
this.
All I'm
I
saying
gotta
is
see this.
I'm on top of the table from being 4 points.
Mike, you were also the
last.
person when you were
Mike,
on
let's
the
bet.
bottom
Mike.
of
So
the
there's
table
a lot
that
of
you
time.
said.
You don't
there's-
even, wait. You don't even put
until
it
the-
on.
Yeah, I know. I just said come back.
All right, well, guys,
We'll
we'll
definitely
come
check on
back
that.
with this. We'll double check.
Absolutely.
You want to
Yeah, let's end it.
conclude?
Yeah. Guys, as always, thank you for watching.
What a
Everybody has
crazy
just
episode.
erupted. There's going to be fists flown
Oh,
at the end of this.
absolutely.
Check the Italian Football TV Instagram page. It is very funny because I swear to God, the last 2 weeks I haven't checked because he's been the one that's been doing all the counting.
I did too, last
and then
rounds,
It's a
yeah.
Google Drive. Did it really delete?
I undid it. I deleted because I did copy paste.
Everybody's going
We can-
crazy.
I'll be more than happy. We locked the doors. We locked the doors and we
Calciopoli.
counted.
Maybe he's changing the end at the
Calciopoli.
scores.
The Italian job. This
Yeah.
is a Greek
No,
job.
I don't cheat. We can do it
Guys,
one by one.
As
over
always,
here.
thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao, guys.
Mike, 12,
Forza Bali.
12 points.
Peter, I'm not scared. I'll show you the